They were small enough to fit in the palm of a hand, yet powerful enough to symbolize an empire. Between 1885 and 1917, the House of Fabergé created 50 jeweled Easter eggs for the Russian royal family. They embodied beauty, faith, and unimaginable wealth. But when revolution swept across Russia, many of these masterpieces vanished. Today, only some have been found. The rest are missing and worth millions. Don't forget to support the channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing the video. Easter was the most sacred holiday in Imperial Russia, and in 1885, Tsar Alexander III wanted a gift worthy of an empress. He turned to a jeweler named Peter Karl Fabergé, the son of a St. Petersburg goldsmith known for pushing the limits of craftsmanship. That year, Fabergé delivered the first imperial egg, white enamel on gold, opening to reveal a golden yolk. Inside that, a tiny hen, and within the hen, a miniature crown. It was intricate, symbolic, utterly unique. The empress adored it, and so began a royal tradition, one new Fabergé egg every Easter. Under the next Tsar, Nicholas II, the tradition continued. One egg for his mother, another for his wife. Each year, Fabergé's artisans spent months crafting surprises hidden within. A tiny model of the royal carriage, a portrait locket, even a mechanical swan that could move on its own. These eggs weren't just gifts. They were symbols of continuity, of divine right, glittering proof that the Romanov dynasty would last forever. But outside the palace gates, Russia was changing fast. By 1917, revolution was no longer a rumor. It was reality. War, hunger, and unrest had pushed Russia to the brink. The royal family's world of glittering palaces and jeweled eggs was collapsing around them. As the Bolsheviks seized power, the Romanovs were overthrown, and everything they owned, palaces, art, jewels, was confiscated in the name of the people. Among those treasures were the Imperial Fabergé eggs, symbols of a vanished age of luxury. Peter Karl Fabergé fled Russia, heartbroken, leaving behind his workshop and his life's work. He would never return. In the years that followed, the eggs were scattered. Some were sold abroad to raise funds for the new regime. Others were lost, stolen, or quietly hidden away as chaos consumed the empire. Records disappeared, museums closed, history went silent. Of the 50 imperial eggs Fabergé created, only about 40 can be traced today. The rest, at least 10 of them, remain missing, lost to time, and perhaps still waiting to be found. Occasionally, treasures from the past reappear in the most unlikeliest of places, catching the world completely off guard. In 2014, a man wandering through a flea market in the American Midwest stumbled upon a small golden ornament tucked among trinkets and dusty curios. To him, it seemed like a modest decorative piece, nothing more than a curiosity, and certainly not worth much. He paid a mere $13,000 for it. For a moment, He even considered melting it down for scrap, thinking its value lay only in the gold it contained. But something about it seemed unusual, almost too intricate, too delicate to be ordinary. After closer inspection, and with the help of experts, he made an astonishing realization. He was holding the third Imperial egg, a masterpiece thought to have been lost forever since 1887. When authenticated, its value skyrocketed to more than $30 million. The news of this discovery sent shockwaves through collectors and historians alike. Suddenly, the impossible seemed possible. Could the other lost Imperial eggs, long thought vanished, still exist somewhere? Perhaps hidden in a private collection, forgotten in the dusty attic of a grand estate, or quietly resting in the vault of an anonymous heir, waiting for their moment to emerge. The discovery reminded the world that sometimes history doesn't just fade away. Sometimes it patiently waits until someone, by chance, brings it back to life. Today, the surviving Fabergé eggs are scattered around the world, in London, Moscow, Washington, and beyond. Each one tells a story of genius craftsmanship and imperial excess. They remind us of the beauty of a vanished world and the fragility of power that believed itself eternal. And as long as some remain missing, the legend of the Fabergé eggs will never fade. Perhaps one day another lost egg will emerge, not in a palace, but in a dusty market stall, waiting for someone who knows what to look for. Until then, they remain history's most exquisite mystery.